When Gen Z thinks about flexible work, they're thinking about it in a much broader sense than most folks and most other generations. So when Gen Z thinks about flexible work, most of us think about that means where you get to work, whether that's in a coffee shop, at home. But for Gen Z, flexible work means a lot of other things. It means not only where you work, how you work, when you work. So there's a bigger spectrum that they're thinking about when it comes to flexible work. The other interesting dynamic around this conversation is I've been helping organizations unpack generational trends for over a decade. And pre-pandemic, I was constantly encouraging organizations and leaders to think about remote work because the emerging generations, they were digital natives, right? So they were already set to go and they were willing to work remotely and could be productive remotely. And oftentimes they'd step inside an organization and it felt like they was taking a step back because of how limited the technology or the tools they had at their disposal inside of the organization. And so I was constantly harping, hey, remote work. And most folks were just thinking, nope, not for us. Like, we're not going to think about that. Pandemic happens. Everybody does remote work. We stress tested it. It didn't break. And then now all the folks that were saying no to remote work were going, wow, this is actually pretty great. I think I'm going to stick with this remote work thing. Meanwhile, we did that 180 turn. The emerging generations who were very open to remote work are now thinking, whoa, time out. I don't have the same social capital as these other generations in the workforce, and I feel like my career is going to get thwarted if I'm not in community, if I'm not around other people in the industry or organization. So they are being way more hesitant than most people think as it relates to flexible work. So I think hopefully that gives you some good context. So I think for Gen Z, you've got to think about delivering high tech and high touch. How do we blend both of those things? High tech with high touch. Because they're craving. I'm convinced that Gen Z is silently screaming for more connection. I'm not even convinced they know they need more connection. We just have to deliver the opportunities where they have those opportunities to exercise that social muscle and also start to develop the careers that they're longing for.